Look at Ray J on Candace Owens with a trans person. He summoned her, by the way. Ray J summoned Candace. I know nowadays, if I say her, y'all could be thinking a lot of things, so let me specify. Ray J summoned Candace Owens. And he's wanting to have this conversation. Now, what in the world? What's really going on? Why? Just why? And we get it. Ray J will not. It could have been an opportunity for him to promote himself, but what's the point of this? Because at the end of the day, I for one don't like or dislike Candace, but I do enjoy some of her points, some of her conversations. No, a lot of her conversations, but I enjoy some of her points. And then there's times I disagree. However, Candace tends to make logical sense a lot of the time. And when she's having a conversation with these people, and she's saying, as a child, our job as parents has always been to let them know what they are. No, you're not a girl. You're actually a boy. This is what girls do. This is what boys do. Somewhere along the line, someone or some people decided to change that. I'm curious personally as to why, because someone wanted to change that. You feel like we supposed to just get on board? Anywho, here's a clip.
Quite jokingly, but kind of also seriously, bring back cigarettes, because now there are just an explosion of children who think they're non-binary, think they're transgendered. No matter how you estimate it, that there were not this many people that were struggling, and they didn't all become transgendered, and so it is part of this is becoming a contagion, social contagion, social contagion is real, right? So if you see me smoking cigarettes, so everybody started smoking cigarettes. I mean, that was the reason why cigarettes got popular.
But sometimes when you hit the cigarette and you try to smoke it, you can't inhale it, so you can't.
Yeah, but we stopped out cigarettes. So there used to be the majority of people in America were smoking cigarettes, and it was because of advertising, right? So people were looking, the doctors were telling them it was healthy. That
smoke on the plane.
Exactly. So that used to be a thing in America, and then dial it back, they did the exact thing, reverse marketing, and we were suddenly learning in school. Everyone did the DARE program, and they kind of stomped out cigarette smoking.
With the dog.
Yeah, they kind of they stomped out cigarette smoking in America, and that's actually a joke that Europeans make. Americans don't smoke cigarettes. And so we know that advertising works. We know that you can influence behavior. And that's why I say bring back cigarettes, because now I feel that when the kids were trying to rebel against their parents when we were young, people were like smoking cigarettes, maybe smoking a joint. Now they're like, I'm non-binary, and kind of being...
See? That's why I said I like Candace's talking points sometimes. That right there, girl, bye. I mean, it's like she's trying and she's reaching, but she's grasping at straws. I mean, I don't know. Candace, to me, is a little bit too intellectual with the wide vocabulary to be sitting up here just saying something, just to have an argument. Just to try to listen. Children should go back to smoking cigarettes, right? Because that's lesser than. That don't make no doggone sense. Tobacco ain't even the same anymore. The cigarettes aren't even the same anymore. Much more dangerous and deadly now. Okay, tobacco could once be considered. It is a plant, but it could be considered some type of medicine. I don't know what they've done to it now, but we know they put all kind of chemicals in cigarettes. And we know that people get addicted. And they have a hard time getting off of it. And we also know that it causes problems. Okay? Including forms of cancer. So children should go back to smoking cigarettes, Candace? They got you too? But if they didn't have her, How could she be the Candace Owens? You're always being played.
Sent down this pathway, which for those who really are just struggling with adolescence, there isn't really a way back. So if your child came to you at 17, Ray J, and said, I am born into the wrong body and I want to take puberty blockers, what would you say?
I never thought that the shirt I wore to school one spring morning would lead to a federal lawsuit.
Came to you at 17, Ray J, and said, I am born into the wrong body and I want to take puberty blockers, what would you say?
Well, as a parent, man, my kids are 4 and 6. You don't really know how you're going to react, but I know for me, I want to be the parent. My kids, I want them to be able to tell me anything, like the darkest, the most complicated, like what they're really going through internally, externally. So I would be super open for super support, right? That's the kind of dad I am. Even with my son, he's 4, but there's been times where he's been around and we were shooting, whether it's a movie or something, there was a lot of women around and he said, Dad, I love the girls, right? And I went, okay, got it. I mean, I don't know if I should bring him in now because you're only 4, so I wouldn't do that. But hey, that's what you like right now. You came to me and said it. You even...
He told me he don't know. He don't know if he should bring him in now.
Told your mom, where the girls at, Dad, in front of moms? I said, son, we got to, and so I
if Melanie don't know.
And I think as society grows and as everybody gains more knowledge, and you have friends, right? I have friends that are straight, I have friends that are gay, I have friends that are trans, and these are my close friends. And so me personally, I don't care, but I also understand that it's for them to make the choice, not for them to be programmed into a choice that they might not be familiar with, and they're just following the trend, right? So that's where you straddle the line with everything with marketing and promo. But for me, I mean, I'm in full support of whatever my kids want to do.
Isn't that what he doing right now, though? Marketing and programming? Because otherwise, why are you sitting here having this conversation? Whatever your opinions are, you can just keep that to yourself. Discuss it in your household. Whatever this person next to you issues they're having, they can deal with it on their own. Y'all don't got to come on Candace Owens and try to... what are you trying to do, Ray J? What are you trying to do?
Heroin.
Well, I mean, not that.
Pornography.
Not
That's
that.
not comparable.
But I'm saying,
He's
like,
in full support of what my kids want to do. And it is
comparable. Meaning like if they were doing that, please come tell me.
Yeah,
right. So I can help you. Like, don't push me out to where you don't feel comfortable with telling your dad that you got a problem, right? So, yes, I will be in full support of listening to them and helping them. So, as honest as they can be, I want to be the dad to make them feel like anytime I'm going down, anytime I'm going up, whatever, I'm going to always hit my dad and tell him what's going on.
I'd like to, I would love to say, I would love for you to comment on that because you said...
I got a question. This is a serious question. Who wants boobs when you don't have to have boobs? That'd be like me want some balls. What the hell would I want to deal with that for? I couldn't even imagine the annoyance. You want boobs? You know how freaking annoying they are? Huh? We can take our bra off, but we can't take our boobs off. A lot of us would like to. Just move them shits out the way. I mean, we wouldn't. A lot of us wouldn't mind not having them at all. Kind of odd to imagine us without them, but they are freaking annoying. That's for sure.
It's not comparable to your kid participating in pornography. It's not comparable to your kid doing heroin.
Right.
Why would you say that?
I just wanted to piggyback as well off the cigarette. Like, I'm giggling in my head because it's true. Like, I have to agree with you. It's like, even like in my hometown, it's just, whoa, all of a sudden everyone's a smoker. Where did that come from? So I did kind of giggle at that point, but I want to just make it very clear. And I'm going to open up a can of worms here because let's be honest. And I said at the start of the interview, I'm trans and I'm speaking for myself. So I'm an individual. So you might be with me and be like, okay,
so why
like she's
you
got some points, like whatever.
I don't get it. Why you feel the need to speak on Candace Owens? That's your personal journey you're going through. I'm not understanding the point of this.
Whatever, and someone else could come across as literally crazy to you. So once again, I can only speak from my perspective, but I want to make it very clear that there's 2 points. So with the whole, where did all this trans and non-binary come from? We have to remember that as a society, we are forever evolving, and sometimes that's in not the best ways, let's be honest, because sometimes the world's becoming something that we wish it wasn't. But also, we were in a place of not only oppression, but where people were, it's like that silence or the gag order, where you can't speak up, depending on jobs and discrimination and serving for the country, whatever it may be. So a lot of people, it's been documented that were suffering in silence, and they weren't able to do what we can now because we live in a world where it's more accepted. But to piggyback over that point, I also want to make a statement that as a trans person myself, I'm shocked sometimes because I see all these people now that are under the trans umbrella, and I say the trans umbrella because that shocks me sometimes, where they're like, I'm trans, and I will see them in public like hiking, presenting as a boy with a beard, and I'm shook.
So you would
because
say
it's like, that's not me.
So they're not being transparent.
I don't want to make it like a physicality thing.
Wait. Didn't I mean your approval? Now you can't do that. You can't do that, baby. You can't criticize nobody. And I do mean nobody. And you can't make people that are under the same umbrella as you meet your specific approval. And then turn around and you want people to be approving of you? First of all, what you do, child, we all got our own journey. Let's make that clear. Let's make that clear. Okay? I mean, I don't need to come on here and announce everything going on in my life and care about what y'all think about it and try to force you to think how I want you to think about it. That don't make no sense. It don't. But y'all killed me criticizing each other. So you got a criteria for this thing here? That's interesting.
People instantly read people like me saying I've got pretty privilege, I'm passing privilege, I'm white privilege, and all these other privileges, but it's not about that for me. What it's about is that I want people to understand that being trans, and if you truly are trans, it's a journey that should happen between you and your parents and, the medical...
I don't agree with none of that. I don't agree that this person can sit here and put rules on what it's supposed to be. To you, in your opinion. And again, we don't care and we don't need to know what your definition and opinion of it is. The only reason I could think of why you would be telling us is because you want to impose of that on other people. If someone was sitting next to you on the other side and they felt like it was something different, they have that right, and you don't get to judge that. I'd be doggone. It's absolutely insane to me to see you sit up here and say, I'm this, something that's, pretty much different from what we've been accustomed to in our past as people. And then we know that there's different versions of that, right? Because people are pretty much putting their own stamp on it as they go. They're figuring it out as they go. They're making it up as they go. They're being told how to do it as they go. All this kind of stuff. And here you come saying, if it ain't my way, it ain't right. And this is how it goes. Do you hear yourself? Cut it out. Just cut it out.
Practitioner, and it shouldn't be something that's sensationalized in a circus act. It should be down to the individual, and I feel like if you hit all those points and it's meant to be, there would be less. So I can kind of agree with what you're saying in that.
It's up to the individual, but if you hit all those points and it's meant to be, see, just stop. Just refer to yourself. Talk about yourself. In fact, we don't want to hear it. We don't care. Y'all can have a special show that specifically talks about that, dedicated to that, titled as that, and if people want to hear about it, they can go. Why come into other people's space to talk about it only to try and impose your version and your observations or your judgments or your rules as far as how this all should go, when there's so many different variations depending upon the individual? That shit ain't working over here, bro.
Sense, because when I sit in the room with someone else that claims trans, and I'm like looking at them like, come on, be for real.
See?
But now
See?
I can't even say that.
You
So
see
some
this?
people are faking it.
You see this? Am I tripping? Am I tripping? How you gonna judge somebody because their version doesn't fit your criteria? I know I'm being repetitive, but damn, so is this person. But you talking to Candace because why? Because you want Candace to change her opinion. Okay? That's some bullshit right there. You talking to us because what? Because you, first of all, want us to change our opinion to what your opinion is? You already having a seat, but please have a few more. Just a few.
Well, it's just a social contagion, which is what I was saying. So social contagions are real, and
But
actually,
I want to specify on that it's a social contagion for that. I can understand what you're saying, but that's for the people that are adding on to the community that I don't feel are genuine. I feel like that's the difference.
So I would disagree with that, and I disagree virtually.
So what if we say you wasn't genuine? You on here with Ray J of all people. How did you and Ray J hook up? Maybe Candace asked y'all that, and I was, doing household chores. I didn't hear it. But you won't hear with Ray J on Candace Owens show of all people. Though none of this seem to go together. Maybe we don't see you as genuine. I'm just trying to... This is my point of view. You put it out there, I got a right to have a point of view. And I just find this some bullshit. Contradictory and all. Yeah, just full of shit. Full of shit.
Lamar and everything, but even he did a segment. Obviously, he's on the left. I guess you consider himself to be an ally of the LGBTQ plus community, and he showed a map of transgenderism across the United States. And he said, well, if this is not a social contagion, can you explain to me why so many kids in LA are trans and yet kids in Ohio? And he showed it on the map, and well, that shows you it's a social contagion.
Is Candace's hair growing? I'm sorry, y'all. She already speaks fast. And I got it on double speed. So, no, not double. 1.25. 1 1/4. And that's a lot for Candace, but, the other two, and she was going slow there for a second, but I usually do 1 1/4. So, catch up. If you can't, you can adjust your speed. Did you know that? But, is her hair growing? Or is it just me?
For my session, I'll get that clip to you later where he shows the map of the trends where transgenderism is happening. And obviously in that clip, he's talking about puberty blockers. And you said you were 17, that you then realized there was something else that was going on with you. But, just speaking about the development of the human brain, your brain is literally not developed at 17 years old, right? You are not a formed person at 17, 17-year-old Ray J, 17-year-old Candace. Think about how much
I started at 18. Sorry, I just wanted to specify. 17 was grade 12 for me, and then I started at 18. And in Australia, 18 is legal, not 21.
Legal and brain development are totally
for sure.
Yes, you can go to war, all that stuff.
But I mean, kids are drinking at 15.
That's totally fine.
Which I don't support, by the way.
Right, but just to be clear, your brain is...
That doesn't make... Why would you interrupt her when she's making a statement of fact that's quite important to the subject, just to reiterate some BS? I don't get that. That don't make no sense. People drinking at 15. What the fuck? Why? Because you're seeing a whole lot that you probably don't really mean or want to say. I don't know about what you mean, but yeah. People are drinking at 15. Why would you say that? But you say you don't condone it. So why are you mentioning it? Usually when people throw stuff like this in, it's to validate what the point that they're trying to make. To excuse the points that they're trying to make. You was in a 12th grade. Okay, you was a senior, and a lot of people were. That don't mean jack. Okay, all seniors are goofies. To adults, they're all goofies. Yes, it's true. It's true. Even the mature ones, even the responsible ones, technically you are, because you're still a child. You have a child brain. Scientifically, that's Candace's point. It's not going to change just because you tell me I was a senior and children be drinking at 15. Bitch, I was drinking at 14. Did I have any business doing it? Hell no. I was drinking with my own mama. So, hey, she was the one responsible for not allowing that to happen. Not me. I'm not in a position to make those decisions. If somebody say here, I want to do it, I'm going to do it. But am I able to kind of think this all the way through? No. So I even have all the knowledge to think this all the way through. To think about the effects it would have on a now 46, almost 47-year-old me. No. You see? Fucking ass.
Not fully, like the human mind is not fully developed until 26 years old, right?
I think the experience of the human gets better. So your experience makes you have more knowledge, right?
Right.
Doesn't mean that you aren't your greatest at 18 and 19 and 20,
He sounds
those
stupid.
And I was in full knowledge of like my thoughts
That
and
sounds stupid. You your greatest in what? Testosterone at 18, Ray J? Huh? You probably around about close to your peak. Maybe 18 to like what, 23? You got the best testosterone you probably ever will have without any medicinal aid. What else you the best at? Track and field? Basketball? Huh? Long stroking girls? Like, get the best at what, boy? Not your brain? Not your maturity? Not your experience? Not your knowledge? Did you see how they say stuff, then say other stuff, and then real quick, if you don't actually think about it, you'll be like, yeah, you your best at 18. That's when you at your prime, peak, or whatever. Hold on, think about what you're saying now. Just give yourself a second and think about all that. Now, try it again.
and in control over that, because you have to remember to take it back. This is not a decision that I made like some random, like, oh, you know what, I want to be a girl at 17 and start at 18. To me, I'm too smart for that. That's reckless. I don't think that that's wise. Like, you've got to marinate in the decision, and that's what the advice that
That's just this still same line of bullshit. We still on the same line of bullshit. I'm too smart and mature for that. A lot of us was intelligent when we were young. But we still, and at this age, we can still say with confidence we didn't have half. We thought we knew some shit. we did. We thought we knew some shit. But you're not going to sit up here and tell me you was too smart at 17 or 18 to just recklessly, whatever you're trying to say. You know, I'm not even going to complete it because I don't want anybody to imply that I'm implying that, yeah. Okay. Candace, why are you letting this go on? When are you going to butt in? When are you going to rebuttal? Because I want to get paid if I got to do all the work.
I give to people all the time. This is not something that you click your fingers for. This, for me, was over a decade. So when I made my choice at 18, I totally get what you're saying with brain development. But for me, it was just finally time because I had all of that time. And this is a lifestyle, like I told you, I didn't even care that other people were calling me she and her 24/7 because I knew how I felt.
But that was, you liked that.
Of course I did, but also embarrassment came with that because I was all, the kids would laugh.
When did you decide to do the full?
The full change was at 19 and a half. I say 19 and a half, a year and a half later.
Oh,
So
really?
Ray J look like somebody damn old ass daddy. Why, what's his point? Why is he questioning this person? Why did he just have an interview on his platform then? Like, I don't get it. Why are we still doing this? How long has this been a thing? We still got to do this? Oh, okay. Interesting.
Went from, this is my decision at 17, 18 to I'm going to go under the knife. And did you get bottom surgery?
No, that was my first surgery. I had breast augmentation. And then a few years after that, I had SRS, which is also known as being post-op trans or sex change or gender reassignment surgery. There's so many different names.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't remember the person's name. Please come back in 10 years. Since you're here, I think this is responsible, in my opinion. I think you should come back in 10 years and talk to us about that surgery. Okay? Because there's ton of documentation out here about people who absolutely regretted having that surgery. And at the end of the day, you are changing something that was created to be that way by something that is way more, it's so much more powerful and knowledgeable than us. It created us. And we can only speculate what that it is. Or even if it is a it, we don't even have a name for it. We just make up names for it. So there's no way we can confidently say we can trump that. We can so easily slide something in to replace what it has put forth as being the standard and the norm and the only version of us. That's all I'm saying. Listen, come back in 10 years and let us know how that's going. I think that is a responsibility you should take. And if one of them wanted to interview with me, Candace, are you listening? I will make it a stipulation that they sign a contract promising to return in at least, let's say, intervals of 5 years, and then 10 years, and then 20 years, to give an honest report on how that's going. To me, that is the responsible thing to do. This is probably one of the biggest things we as humans have ever tried to do. Ain't nobody talking about no going to the moon and all that other stuff that may or may not have happened. Changing your action. Come on now. Yeah. Do come back. Do come back. Because we are doing trials, right? We're doing experiments, right? What's the point if we don't have good documentation? This is sloppy work. And Candace, I'm holding you responsible as well. We should all have it as mandatory. If we're going to give any a platform, they must agree legally to come back and give us intervals of reports on how it is going. Not made up, not make believe, not what's in your mind. Full medical, actual reports. Not, violate your extreme privacy, but the truth. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because we can't sit up here and say that, this just works out. That's not how this goes. That's not how this goes. And do we have enough studies that we can depend on and that we can have our hands on easily? No, we don't. But we don't highlight that. We don't talk about that. We don't push for that. Why? We just let everybody open their mouth and say what they want to say. Do you think this person or Ray J is caring about what this journey truly is like and reporting that honestly in intervals throughout the rest of this person's life? Once you decide that you want to come forward like this, I feel like you have a responsibility to keep us informed on how this goes, because this is serious, Bo. This is serious. And this is influencing our future generations to do the same, as if the consequences are really, hey, no big deal. No big deal. And it's not that. So I'm challenging everybody to be more responsible. And don't do it if you're not going to follow up with honest and accurate reportings. If you're not doing a study on it, if you're not going to keep the information flowing as to how this goes, don't even talk about it. Because you're reckless.
Why did you choose, and as your first surgery, get breast augmentation? This
one conversation, in my opinion, can only be damaging. Just this one conversation can only be damaging. This conversation should also express the importance of knowing what this is truly like for this person. And also bringing forth that information along the road. Now that gives a more realistic picture of what's going on. And all that is going to trump by far whatever this person is saying. Their thoughts and opinions on the whole thing. Their thoughts and opinions on whoever else should be able to classify and qualify as whatever. All that junk don't really mean nothing at the end of the day when we see how it truly can impact you as a human being, bro. To sit up here and alter your hormones as such, and to sit up here and try and change your actual organs. As women, we already know how serious hormones are. Hell, guys know too, testosterone. They understand for the most part, or they come to understand. They will once it start to drop. They're like, well, what's going on, doc? Oh yeah, you just losing testosterone. Oh, why is that? And then the doctor breaks it down to them. Because it happens to everybody. We could supplement you, but and there's some things you can do. But for the most part, this is just what happens. But if you truly study hormones, then you know how serious it is, and how a lot of things, including and especially the foods you eat, are they affect your hormones. With that being said, how much have our hormones been altered over the past few years or more by things that have been given to us as so-called food and drink? I wonder.
To be honest, and I will be very honest about this, when I got breast augmentation, I felt like it was almost like something that I needed for a visualization of a female, like it's sensationalized in the sense that, I want large breasts because that'll make me more beautiful. And
it's offensive, but I try not to be offended, because you can have them boobs. But it's still offensive because I don't get an option to not have boobs. Okay, and they can be quite annoying. Have you ever had mastitis? Oh, you never will, probably. I'm not sure, but no, guys can get it too. It's not common, but they can get it. And my immediate thought was how I got it. It was backlog of breast milk and the clogged ducts. Oh boy, yeah, that's something you'll never experience. Oh, ouch. Yeah, good thing you don't have to go through that. So you can just get them for fun bags, right? Yeah. Hope they don't never get on your doggone nerves. Good luck with that. Oh, yeah.
Out of myself that many years later that I can look back and kind of be like, I actually didn't need that because I had hormone breast growth of the equivalent to like a B cup, and I was actually had like great breasts.
Okay, so that's interesting. So you're at the same time that you're saying that you were able to make this mature decision to go under the knife or to recognize that you were not a male, I guess would be, if I hope I'm...
Hormones made this person grow a B cup size breast. That's generally around the size that I like to keep mine. Maybe a B and a half at best. We'll get there. Before winter is full, we will get there. But, vitamin D, as they call it, that's actually a hormone. See the deception there? So, a lot of things, as they put hormones in the foods, can affect your hormones. You see where we're going with this? And so when people try to argue that this isn't natural, that isn't natural, they can be correct. They literally can be correct.
Yeah. Okay. you're also admitting that you did something kind of childish, right? I mean, to say I need big boobs, I'm a girl,
childish.
that I wouldn't do that. I'm an actual woman, right? So
right.
I wouldn't do that because that just sounds to me like someone who's playing dress up. Like that just sounds to me.
It's definitely not.
Like, because,
it wasn't a costume.
But that is
What?
because the first thing, if you genuinely thought, like,
Why
this is who I am.
Why is this person so defensive and quick to cut Candace off just to say something immature? Definitely not. It's not playing dress up. Well, what were you doing? Because, baby, naturally, by design, I have boobs. You set out to go and force boobs upon yourself? Because what? I'm sorry, what did you say again? For the what? For the who? For the what? Yeah. You full of shit, bro. You full of shit. Okay?
The first thing you do is get boobs. That's to me just like, this is what it means to be a girl.
Right. But we're talking about surgically the first thing I did.
But that to me is a costume because women have all different breast size. There are some women that are completely pancakes, some women that have huge boobs.
I got a new song now called Titty For Me.
But that's why I take ownership over the fact that what I'm saying is not being a costume and not copying anyone or anything like that. It was a decision made by me that I thought I needed, and it wasn't any deep regret. It was just later on I was like, I just don't need that size because I knew I needed. But the thing is, we have to be specific that my own friends that are born female have the same thing. Like my best friend literally hates her implants, but she's not a costume.
But she's doing that for a different reason, and this kind of gets to my point. You said that after, and I want to slow this down because I'm making a point that I'd like you to understand.
Let me tell you something. You can't compare what you're doing to what a woman does to her body. Let's do that first. Okay? Let's do that first. All that other BS, I hope Candace gets you together on that because I'm tired. But listen, you can't compare what you do to your body to what any of us do to our bodies. Okay? A woman who is naturally given breasts, she can do whatever in the world that she wants to do with her breasts. Make them bigger, smaller, take a cyst out of it, a lump out of it, however she shall choose. Okay, and welcome to that world with your extra hormones and your extra fat placements. Okay, you're increasing your chances of other stuff that you don't really want to. Okay, you don't want to play around with me. Oh no, it'll crush you. Okay, it will. Hope you know what you're doing. But it sounds like you don't, because you sound real confused and contradictory. And it's interesting how you make a statement, and then when Candace gives her analysis or interpretation of what that statement actually is, you jump to be defensive. How can you do so? Candace is correct in just simply replying and saying, she's giving you a reaction. Hey, you did the boob thing out of immaturity. You just wanted to get some fun bags, right? Oh no. And what you getting attitude for? Looking at Ray J, and then here come Ray J, blah 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 blah. Nobody even know what the hell Ray J whack ass said. Okay.
That once you realized that you were a female, you felt that you were a female and you were in the wrong body, the first thing you did was do something that does not make someone a female, right? That you just were like, I'm going to get boobs. So that to me shows a tremendous immaturity, right? Now, when other women do this, they're just like, I want to look like Kim Kardashian. Yeah. This is a trend.
It's cute. Let me be a girl. Oh, what do I need? Oh, I need some boobies. You need some boobies. Oh, okay. Cool. You gonna have a baby? Oh, y'all working on it? Oh, okay. Yeah.
But they're not doing it because they're going, I'm not a woman. You get what I'm saying?
But it is though, because my best friend literally got implants because
shut up.
And
you
I
know
quote,
nothing.
she was like, I feel like a boy because I've got no boobs.
Some women
That's
want bigger
literally
breasts,
what she
and some
said.
people I don't mind little breasts or big breasts, but women want to go
that's
get.
what they say.
Right, but they're doing that because it's
watch your mouth, boy. I said watch your mouth, because anybody who naturally has big boobs, I guarantee you they want the opposite. I guarantee you they want the opposite. A lot of them get surgery. Fortunately, some of us don't have to, because we got the kind of genetics and knowledge to know how to make them things smaller, tighter, firmer, lifter, all that. We can do that. We can manipulate our bodies in that way. But some people, it still probably wouldn't be enough, or they don't have the dedication or the know-how, or whatever, the discipline. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. There's all kind of situations that could possibly come into play. However, my point is, people who have large boobs, yeah, it may seem like they get more attention and blah blah blah, but what the trade-off at the end of the day, they want to reduce them, not necessarily get rid of them, but some of us do be wanting to get rid of them. You know, maybe if it's just for a day, an hour, a week, or let us decide. But guess what? We don't get to do that.
Saying masculinity and femininity are two different things.
Right.
They don't attach it to whether or not they are in fact they would never go to the doctor and say, if I don't get these boobs,
Right.
I'm a male.
No, but
right?
I didn't think that. I was talking about aesthetically pleasing. That was my point.
But that,
Same
oh
thing.
my
gosh, I love that.
That's
They're
fine.
like,
That's fine. I just want to say
Ray J,
this.
shut
That
up.
to me is to me, that's a costume. And that's why I call
Isn't it quite obvious with Ray J constantly coming in trying to vouch for this person? The person and the person constantly looking at Ray J like, boy, you better help me. Doesn't that seem a little bit weird, but yet so obvious? How can Ray J in this conversation help this person out? He can't, but he's trying. Failing miserably, stuttering for words. And why is this person looking to Ray J for rescue? Very telling.
I feel that it's woman face. It's an idea. It's like this is what I believe women are, because I'm scrolling through, and I'm giving you a modern example. Obviously, Instagram was not around when you were doing this. I'm scrolling through Instagram, and I think that the hottest girl on Instagram is Sophia Richie. So what do I have to do to look like Sophia Richie, and that's going to make me a woman? That to me is woman face, right? That doesn't make, so yes, you're saying there's aesthetics to it, and that is the reason why you will see women all across LA. It's like standard practice.
For me, it was
they will get there. It's the aesthetic of it.
Different countries
Exactly, for me, once again, because I can only speak from a personal point of view, it was the aesthetic of it. Just like my girlfriend, like I stated, that's how she
Ray
felt
J,
as.
do they have Princess and your children in a cabin somewhere, and they told you if you don't make this a success, they gonna do something to them? Because why you acting like that? You don't. Well, how can you be in this conversation even? This is just too weird not to call out. And you keep butting in. How can you keep butting in? Oh, I'm sorry. Are you this person? Are you having the same experience and we just been fooled the whole damn time? Ray J, are you really Brandy? Are you really a girl? Where's Orlando Brown? Orlando, can you please explain to us what the fudge is going on? Because Orlando, I think you know. Okay? All this whole time. And if y'all don't listen to that boy music, especially Coming to America, he's actually pretty doggone good. I like that song. I thump that song. It sounds good in your car. Play it if you got a good system. Even in the house, play that song. He's good. However, Orlando Brown might be able to. Can we get an interview? Who's the platforms that be interviewing Orlando? You know what to do. Get on your job. We need Orlando to talk about this, and we gonna pay attention this time, okay? Cause I think we're ready. We ready.
One female, but the costume for me, because you're using that and that is something that gets thrown around in our community, I want to specify how I see the costume, because I actually agree with that terminology, and I hate when people treat being trans like a costume, because they do it, but it's just not in that scenario. A costume to me is how I specified before, where people are going around saying I'm trans and they want to reap the benefits of being a trans, let's say, activist, or getting jobs as a trans spokesperson, whatever it may be.
Because you do too. I'm sorry, I can't let you do this, bro. I can't let you do this. You do too. That's why you sitting on Candace Owens saying you're a woman. That's why you dress like a woman. That's why you got the boobies and the other surgery. You know? And Candace, why are you not talking about that? Ask the person how it's going. How's the coochie? How's the kitty cat? How the kitty cat going? How is it going? Do we need to ask Marcus? How that kitty cat going? How was my kitty cat stroking me? Ray J, how that kitty cat going, Ray J? It's good. What it feel like? Ray J? Ray J. Ray J. You ain't got to think about it. I said, how that Kit Kat going, boy? With your Terrell Owens earring and looking like you look like something. I don't know what you look like, but go sit your ass down. Brandy, come get your brother.
And you see them at the corner store, and it's like literally like, whoa, did you detransition overnight? That's what I see as a costume.
So they went back to being...
Well, it's just what she said. It can be a costume, but for me, this isn't a costume. I can't rip it all off. I know I'm in glam now because I love glam, and, you know, I like to feel and look good, smell good, whatever. But at home, no makeup on, hair up in a bun.
Okay, I'm not listening to you. I heard this fool, Ray J, on The Breakfast Club, and, yeah, talking about his show and all that stuff. And I only listened to see what this fool is up to now, because we all know what Ray J is. And, you know, he talking about his network or something. And he wants to do a lot of that type stuff. And, you know, that's all good and everything. But I guess this is a part of it. And, you know, I just, I don't know what this is about with Ray J. Is it because you feel like you don't got no other options? Like, this is a way for you to stay relevant and to make money for your family? Or you just truly into this? You truly are an advocate or an ally, as they say? Are you in that lifestyle? Do you partake of the life? Like, boy, we don't know, and we don't take nothing you do seriously anyway. Yeah, but this coming on Candace Owens with it. Now, when you gonna shout out the show and the network? Because isn't it how you hook up with this person? Like, there's a lot of questions here, a lot of questions. And we ain't really getting no answers. Y'all just over here yapping your jaws and you sound lost and confused. You picked the wrong platform, baby. You picked the wrong platform.
It's giving woman. It's giving what it is.
Okay, so
it's not a costume.
You
Bitch,
genuinely
I
believe
ain't
that
giving woman. I am woman. Okay, we don't give woman. We are woman. Do you see?
you're a woman.
100%. Do I think I'm a born female biological woman? Absolutely not. I'm a trans woman, and I'm well aware that I'm not a biological woman. And I want to make that statement very loud because that's where it gets crossed, and where I think trans people need to come to the table is understanding that and letting biological women know that we're well aware we're trans women, and if people are out there saying anything otherwise, that's something that I don't want to back.
Right,
because
so now we're bridging the gaps.
Right.
Now we're bridging the gap.
Ray J, shut the fuck
I'm well aware of
now
who I am and what I
am.
Do you, Ray J, believe that Danielle is a woman?
Yes. I've never once, even every time we talk, I've always said, Danielle, that's what it is. Like, and all of my friends that are in the community, I mean, we have a whole agency, right? Shout out to Tarad and Dumpin' D. It's the full agency, right? And then we have the
Candace,
girls.
that's his money right now. And he ain't gonna say nothing different. And I'll say this because you have really no way of telling whether this is authentic. Okay? Even if you know Ray J, the only person that probably know whether he being truthful or not is Princess. Okay? Because then again, Princess probably ain't as close to him as we think. But, you know, Ray J probably don't even know. He probably doing this because it's money for him right now. We don't know if he truly, truly feels this way or even thought about this. How long you been on this tip, Ray J? How long you been thinking about this? How long you been wearing that damn Terrell Owens ass, Lawrence Taylor ass earring? And the is this a rope chain? Is this a mini LL Cool J rope chain? Yeah, cut it out.
Club, right? So there's different layers and different different things that people like to do in their world that they like to be outside of work. But when we all come to work, everybody's on time, everybody's on point. What happens after work? I mean, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? I can only imagine what some of my other friends do. Some of my boom operators and camera guys, they real freaks, right? So who knows what they doing? All I know is that when we did the girls club, we shot it in a Agora Hills.
But my question is, what the fuck is anything he's saying got to do with the question that was asked? Okay, let's remind you of the question that was asked. That's what I tell you, he's full of it. Let's remind you of the question that was asked. Come on, were you reminded?
I'm well aware of who I am and what I am.
Do you, Ray J, believe that Danielle is a woman?
There you
Yes.
go.
I've never once, even every time we talk, I've always said, Danielle, that's what it is. Like, and all of my friends that are in the community, I mean, we have a whole agency, right? Shout out to Tarad and Dumpin' D. It's the full agency, right? And then we have the girls club, right? So there's different layers and different things that people like to do in their world that they like to be outside of work. But when we all come to work, everybody's on time, everybody's on point. What happens after work? I mean, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? I can only imagine what some of my other friends do. Some of my boom operators and camera guys, they real freaks, right? So who knows what they doing? All I know is that when we did the girls club, we shot it in Agora Hills.
Yeah.
It was a lot of intense drama. You know, everybody was trying to tell their story. So it got really dramatic, and it was a lot of like physical altercation. So we have to call another security team in.
Sounds unhealthy. He's trying to promote it because people like this kind of stuff, and that's sad. Candace, you shouldn't have did this. You shouldn't have did this. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. There's no Trump here. There's no win. And yeah. I don't like it. You know, several of them that are going through different phases of the same pretty much transition and everything, and putting them in this type of situation and reality show and competition, drama, judgment. We can tell from this one here, this judgment. Oh, you're not really this because you ain't doing it like this. Huh? That's like a Christian telling another Christian how to be a Christian. I get it. There's rules. It's a religion. It's organized. At the end of the day, okay, that's a bad example because there's rules. It's a religion. It's organized. How about someone telling you how to have a relationship with your maker? That works. You can't do that. You can't tell a person. You can give them your thoughts if they want them, but you can't tell them how. And then judge them and say, you're not doing it right. How do you know what it right is, boo-boo? Huh? How do you know? Stinky face. How do you know? You don't know. Shut up.
Security team got there, and the security team ended up falling in love with all the girls there. So they never left. So the security team would hang out with the girls after the set, and when it was 8 o'clock call time, they just got out to bed and went to work, got dressed, right? Because everybody started locking in. And that showed me that, you know, people after work and people in their own time is going to love doing what they do.
So I just want to be clear. Danielle, I think you're a very kind person. You're a very open person. I'm just so happy that you're willing to have this discussion. But Ray J, when you say that you believe...
And shout out to the security team.
You believe that Danielle is a woman. You believe that I am a woman.
I believe, like she said, she's a trans woman.
Okay.
And she made it very clear that they understand the difference. But if
what
someone
is the difference? That's what I'd like you to answer, Ray J. Ray J.
What is the difference?
Kamala's dangerous open borders agenda is on the ballot.
I would say what's the difference is what you have. Like what's on you. You know what I mean?
That's he had to think about that answer. He said, what did they tell me to say? What you have? Bitch, we can both have the same car. Can you afford yours? Huh? Probably so. Can I afford mine? Probably not. Yeah? You see what I'm saying? Like, so, does that make us, no, does it make us the same? It doesn't make us the same. You can have a blue shirt, and I can go get me a blue shirt, but who might look better in it, okay? You know, I might rock it better than you, okay? I gotta get some of this too now. I'm just saying, just because we have the same thing, that doesn't make us the same. That's not the difference. That's not the difference, Ray J. You're not making any sense. You need to talk about who's born away and who is altering themselves to mimic the way that the other was born. Okay? That's what you need to say, because that's what the truth is. And the truth is the truth. And what the hell do you have on, boy?
And there is really no difference but what your preference is outside of work.
See?
Outside of us coming together.
See? This is stupid. First of all, Ray J is stupid. Okay? Ray J is stupid. No, does he possibly come up with some ideas and stuff as far as what he do and shit? Don't nobody care about that. Ray J is stupid. Alright? So, to have a conversation with him, Candace, shame on you. Secondly, what the fuck? You expect Ray J to say some dumbass shit like this. I would not have him on my platform, so he can say some dumbass shit like this concerning a topic so serious. We're going to rewind this so we can revisit what Ray J just said.
And
No, let's go back.
The set, and when it was 8 o'clock call time, they just got out the bed and went to work, got dressed, right? Because everybody started locking in, and that showed me that it's people after work and people in their own time.
I can work with a guy. He's a man, I'm a woman. Okay, and we can clock out and go our separate ways. What we do after work is what we do after work. But it doesn't have nothing to do with the fact that I'm a woman, he's a man. Did that make sense to y'all? So are we supposed to classify the differences between what you do in your spare time when you're not working? Yeah, we ain't quite there yet, Reggie.
Gone love doing what they do.
So I just want to be clear. Danielle, I think you're a very kind person. You're a very open person. I'm just so happy that you're willing to have this discussion. But Ray J, when you say that you believe...
And shout out to the security team.
You believe that Danielle is a woman. You believe that I am a woman.
I believe, like she said, she's a trans woman.
Okay.
And she made it very clear that they understand the difference. But if
what
someone
is the difference? That's what I'd like you to answer, Ray J. Ray J.
What is the difference? Well, I would say what's the difference is what you have. Like what's on you. You know what I mean?
What's on you? And
there is really no difference but what your preference is outside of work. Outside of us coming together and doing what we need to do to finish the goal at hand.
No, but what is the difference
between
lie. Me
That's a lie, and it's wrong to push that. And it's stupid. That's a lie. That's a lie. And, a lot of people tend to think Ray J is an adult. So if people hear an adult, Candace, please, with that damn makeup. I'm so over it. Please. You look like the damn brown stockings we never wanted to wear to church. That grandma made us wear. Do better. Do better. I get it. That's your signature makeup, but child, please. Yeah, as an adult, he's saying this. The difference between a real woman, a natural born woman, and a trans woman is what you do outside of work. What if we do the same thing outside of work? How about that? Okay. How do you know? Because you presenting this like you don't know. You mind your business. You don't drink no water. Look at you. You don't drink no water. You mind your business. So how do you know we don't do the same thing? So what if we do the same thing? What's on you? No, because what's on Candace and what's on that other person and what's on you is different. Clothes. Y'all got on different clothes. You have on different jewelry. You have on different shoes. And you have on different hair. Different makeup too, Candace. But that don't have nothing to do with your actual born-as gender and your altered gender, right? Which is the question. Do you understand the question? Listen, where your mama them at? Where they at? Well, I forgot. They didn't parent you, really, did they? Like he said in the interview. And it shows. So they just only parented Brandy?
Yeah.
She's a trans woman, and you're
And the
biological woman. Is that what? Yeah, because I'm getting educated every day on it, right?
How when you repping them? How when you repping them and you got shows and networks, you got a gator, what you call it? A whole network, fool. How? When you don't know what to say about a biological woman, so you never knew about a biological woman, but you're fully aware of how to say trans woman just off the top of your head, and you never knew about a biological woman coming up your whole life, and that was the norm, that was the standard. So you never knew your own mama who gave birth to you was a biological woman? You's a fool.
You're getting educated on speech rather than being educated on what you know to be right and
Well,
wrong.
no, I know. Well, not right and wrong. I just know what's the difference.
So if you have to differentiate,
No, you don't.
and I'm glad that you are, because I do think that's much more respectful than where a lot of people are coming from, who self-identify as transgendered. But if you have to delineate, if you have to say, I'm a trans woman and Candace is a woman, then that necessarily means that we are not the same, right? We are something different.
I think everybody is different. Every human is different.
I'm gonna light some sage for Ray J, because yeah.
Nobody's the same.
Yeah, I agree.
Nobody.
And I feel
Coming
like
up in
even
here,
I wanted
boy.
to double on that point is with intersex. Let's be honest, a lot of people just back in the day used to say hermaphrodite, and now it's known as intersex. Hermaphrodite, and then now grammatically correct is intersex.
Grammatically correct.
Yeah, and I'm learning too, mind you, because I had to learn what intersex
Because
was.
hermaphrodite is when you got.
When you're born with basically.
You know what it is. You know what it is. That's your fetish. Listen, just because somebody changed the terminology for something, that doesn't make it grammatically correct. I respect etymology, and you cannot force me not to. So there's that. Okay. Look at him. Look at him. You know what it is. You know what it is, boy. I say you know what it is.
Organs or XY chromosomes mixed and things like that. So it's not just I'm going to take a hormone. It's actually the way you're born.
So what does that mean?
So
You
that
know what it
basically
means.
it makes the topic of trans actually more complex, because a lot of people now that are intersex identify under the trans umbrella. So it can get very tricky in conversation.
Huh?
Because one point I wanted to make is that I have often wondered, and maybe we could film this one day, because I actually don't know, but my family have actually pulled me aside and said, based on the way I look, moving my whole journey, that they wanted to get a test to see if I was actually intersex, because it would make more sense with my whole journey, the way I look and the way that my life has unfolded. But it's a very expensive test from
Wait,
what
there
I've heard, and
might
I
be
never
another
had that done.
chromosome?
Yeah. So that's what...
And to be clear...
Yeah, and that's when it does start to change, because as you can imagine, and even from a religious standpoint...
Cute eyes. Very cute eyes. But did you just make that up? Did you just make that up? Because... yeah, I'm not quite buying it. I'm not quite buying it. I'm not as educated as I would like to be on that. But I believe that most people who are, how you say, intersex, I don't think that they switch by saying, oh, I was always this one, but y'all trying to make me that one. I don't think so. So you sound pretty doggone confused at the moment. But you trying to set standards for other trans people? Okay, cool. I got you. I hear you.
point, because I've had this conversation with Christian women before, does that then make it different because it's actually is how you're born versus a lot of people saying it's a choice?
Yes.
But like,
AJ, you look about 55 in the face.
might be missing a chromosome. Like there might be
I
a
might be,
like,
and I don't
you know what I'm saying?
know.
There
I
might be
I
one
need to-
chromosome missing in certain humans
I would
that
love
we
to
ain't
do
paying
the
attention
test.
to. That's why.
Candace, you talking to Ray J. How you feel now, huh? How you feel? You talking to Ray J.
Are we bridging the gap today?
All right, guys, some exciting news. We just launched our new store on Sticker Mule. It's packed with awesome Candace Owens merch, including stickers, t-shirts, and more. So go to Sticker Mule, support wrong, and you can be born with two parts. That something has gone wrong.
But why can't it just be right for that
Yeah,
person?
because I feel like wrong is
Well, genetic
wrong's an
anomalies
interesting
happen.
word.
Like if everything
But
goes
isn't that
right,
God?
Like if
everything.
me and her was attached together, are we wrong?
See,
Well,
I
yeah,
feel
but
like
that is also something when
Yes.
something goes wrong. This is why like
But I
Siamese
don't
twins,
know-
and
I
they
don't
have
know
to
if
have these
wrong is the right
surgeries, and
word.
their organs can be mixed. It's a
Yeah, I don't
risk.
think
Like a
wrong
It
is
is,
the
but
right
something
word, though.
goes wrong when somebody
Everybody talking? That's what we doing?
is born
But why is
intersex.
that wrong? Because
I think
it's
it's
like,
wrong.
but we all believe, we all believe that
They got, I
God
seen a snake
created
and it had
us.
2 heads.
But I feel like that could also
Or a
be
cow that had
that's
2
God's
heads together.
creation. Because
I'm not saying the person being alive is wrong. I am saying that genetically speaking, there are tons of things that can go wrong. It's like, people, when something happens because of who you're married to and your genes are lining up in a different way, and some people can be born
Special.
blind in one eye.
Yeah.
This, that, this. There are tons of things
One of
that
my
happen.
dogs was blind, but he was moving
people
around.
people are born
He was biting
different.
people.
Okay, but that
Hey,
is not,
shut up.
intersex is not transgenderism, because transgenderism, everything has gone just right. And at some point in that person's life, they just make a decision to say that I want to start living as this opposite sex that I was not born as. And that is why I say this is a mental disorder, okay? I don't view an intersex person as having a mental disorder.
But can I add
view,
to
but I
that,
view a transgendered individual as having a mental disorder. And so I'll ask you a question. Is Rachel Dolezal black?
Pardon?
Is Rachel Dolezal black? Rachel Dolezal, if you're not familiar, is the woman who was wearing dark makeup and was leading the NAACP, had grown her hair out kinky into an afro, and then it turned out that her parents spoke out, and she's basically as white as they come, and she just was dressing every day as a black person and passing as black and leading the NAACP.
Yeah.
And everyone in the community...
I don't know her, so I don't want to comment on that.
No, I want you to comment because
she was just
very simple.
I
feel like I know what...
So she was just wearing makeup?
Yes,
I feel like that's inappropriate, and I feel like going back to what you said before, that is a perfect example of costuming.
Okay, well...
Because
that seems very unfair, and it feels judgmental, because to me, if you're going to say that you felt that despite the fact that you were born a male, that you felt on the inside that you were something else, and then you went through steps to present as that something else. Right. And then when I say, what about Rachel Dolezal? Rachel Dolezal says that she felt her whole life that she was born in the wrong skin color, and that these weren't really her parents, and like she was black, and so she started presenting as black. I just don't see how you can be ideologically consistent, because no one will accept Rachel Dolezal, because that's blackface. How could you say this? But you're sitting here like, well, I demand that I get, and I'm saying you as the larger community, I don't think you're being demanding at all in this moment, but it's just, do you see the hypocrisy of saying that a woman can't just, like, why can't a white girl say she's black?
I get what you're saying, and I see how people would compare that. But my thing is, once again, is when we want to have conversations about things, it's never just an umbrella, and that's why when I hate when people say that, it has to be down to the individual. So as a mature, smart lady, and you're telling me this, and I'm comprehending that, I'm already understanding it for what it is, and that's why every case is different, because that's no different than someone.
It's a very easy question. Is Rachel Dolezal black?
But you know what? I watched something on, I think, Fox, and it was they asked a transgender guy about it, and he was stuck on the question when they said, if I said I was black, I think Chris Morgan said it, and he said, if I say I'm black, do you consider me black? And
I heard that.
I said that
interview,
he was stuck, and he didn't know what to say,
because he didn't want to say it wrong.
Because I think that it's tricky now with race and gender, right?
Not tricky.
And I think that, but here's the thing. The fact that that question kind of stops the answers from flowing, because we need to elaborate more on that. We need to figure out how to really understand that question.
Yeah, well,
because that's being asked, and it kind of shuts everything down.
But there's a reason it shuts everything down, because it's not a tricky question. She literally in 4 seconds, Rachel Dolezal said that she was black, that she lived this way, she had a great job at the NAACP fighting for black causes. Suddenly her parents speak out. Everyone can see that her parents are very white, and then they showed a picture of Rachel Dolezal. It turns out this is like a blonde-haired Scottish girl. I mean,
what if she was around black people for all her life?
Well, that's my point, right? Okay. So, and the reason why
the dumb part. Yeah, y'all can go watch this. I'm done.